discuss stanza-wise explanation and important questions related to stanza of poem Keeping Quiet. These questions will help you in exams as well as daily homework routine. So let's get into the video. Keeping Quiet is a peace poem written by Pablo Neruda. Poet wants to convey the message that silence and stillness will help man in creating feeling of mutual understanding in human beings. Those who haven't seen Hindi summary explanation video and are new to our channel, for them I am discussing the main points to understand better. Let's start the main points. The poet urges us to count 12 and be still. For a moment, we should stop talking in different languages. We should not move our hands so much. The moment of stillness will be the fascinating moment. It will be a moment of complete silence, without rush and the noise of machines. Fishermen will not harm whales in the cold sea. The man gathering salt will take care of his hurt hands. Those who are indulging in different kind of wars should be still for some time. Let them come out in their best dresses with their brothers and walk under the shady trees. But stillness should not be confused with total inactivity and death. The poet has no association with death. Constant moving does not do us any good. Men cannot understand themselves and keep on threatening themselves with death. If they keep quiet and be still, long silence can do a lot of good to them. The earth is symbol of life under apparent stillness. When everything seems dead, life on earth goes on under apparent stillness. Now we will discuss stanza-wise important questions. First stanza. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still for once on the face of the earth. Let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for a second and not move our arms so much. If you want to know the explanation of this stanza, you can check our last video. In that video, you can see the full explanation in Hindi of all stanzas. If I'll discuss explanation again, then it will be very long video and you will get bored. So better we will discuss important questions and MCQs. The important questions of this stanza are: why does the poet ask us to count 12? Answer is, there are only 12 hour signs on the clock to measure hours. Therefore, ask to count till the clock measures those hours. Why does he ask us to keep still? Too much rush and activity has only brought misfortune to mankind. Too much rush and activity has only brought misfortune to mankind. Hence, it is better to quiet and still. Let's not speak in any language, says Neruda. Why? The people of the world need excuses to fight among themselves. Let them keep quiet, not speak in any language. They may not indulge in reasoning disputes and quarrels among themselves. What should we not do for a second? The poet advises us to cease all activities. Man has used arms only to kill and destroy others. Therefore, let them not move their arms so much as to harm others. E. Find words in the passage which means say numbers, count, motionless, still, surface, face. Next question. How long does the poet want to stay still? The poet wants us to keep still. He counts 12. Why does he ask Why does he ask us to keep still and not use any language? People of this world use unnecessary debates and disputes. The poet urges them to stop speaking in any language. What does the poet mean by not move our arms so much? Men have moved their arms only to harm others, so they should not move their arms so much. Stanza 2. It would be an exotic moment. Without rush, without engines, we would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Here exotic means exciting. The poet wants to say it will be an exciting moment. There will be no hurry, there will be no sound of machines. It will be sudden, unfamiliar and unusual moment that we will enjoy together. Important questions. Name the poet and the poem. The name of the poem is Keeping Quiet. The poet is Pablo Neruda. What kind of moment will it be? It will be very exciting and beautiful moment. The poet said, what will happen if there is no rush or running of engines? अगर engines की आवाज़ नहीं होगी, कोई rush नहीं होगा, तो of course silence होगी, peace होगा. There will be peace all around. If there is no rush or sound, running of machines and engines, how would all of us feel at that time? All of us will enjoy the sudden strangeness and unusualness of that moment. Find the word from the passage which means exciting. That is charming. Machines etc. means engine. At once means sudden. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would not look at his hurt hands. Important questions. What do the fishermen do in the cold sea? The fisherman catches fish in the cold sea, particularly whales. The whales. What should the fisherman not do? The fisherman should not hurt the whales in the sea. What has happened to the man gathering salt? The man gathering salt has hurt his hands. Find the word from the passage which means those who catch fish, fishermen. Largest fishes, whales. Collecting, gathering. अब next stanza पे चलते हैं. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victories with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Important questions are: name the poem and the poet of these lines. The name of the poem is Keeping Quiet and the poet is Pablo Neruda. Describe different kind of war mentioned in above lines. Green wars, wars with poisonous gas, wars with firearms are the different kind of wars that cause destruction. What kind of victory will it be? It will be a victory where no survivor will be left to celebrate it. What should the warmongers do? Those who have been preparing for wars should put on clean clothes. They should come out with their brothers. They should walk under the tree, leisurely doing nothing. अगर आप वो वीडियो देखेंगे समरी वाली तो आपको क्वेश्चन आंसर्स करना बहुत ज़्यादा इजी हो जाएगा. Just once I advise you must watch that video of Hindi summary. E. Find the word from the passage which mean those left alive. Survivors, wear, put on, win, victory. आगे बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. What are the green wars? ये सेट 2 में 2016 में CBSE में आए थे. ये green wars are the wars launched to destroy the biological resources and vegetation of particular area. कि green wars means जो हमारी environment है उसको destroy किया जा रहा है, तो इसीलिए green wars बोला गया है. Why does victory become meaningless? Victory become meaningless when no survivors are left to celebrate. यही क्वेश्चन पुट अप हुआ है कि जो विक्ट्री है वो मीनिंगलेस कैसे है. आंसर है इसका कोई जिंदा ही नहीं रहेगा तो विक्ट्री यूजलेस है, किसी काम की नहीं है। ऐसी विक्ट्री का क्या फायदा जिसमें लोग मरे। व्हाट इज द पोएट अपील टू द वॉरमंगर? Poet advises the warmongers to give thinking about the wars and enjoy the beauty of nature lying quietly in the shades of tree. वो एक पेड़ के नीचे बैठे हैं और सोचें कि वे जिनसे लड़ रहे हैं वो उनके भाई बहन जैसे ही हैं। Mention the significance of keeping quiet. Keeping quiet is very significant in decent haste, and verbal wars lead only to quarrels and disputes. यहाँ पे पोएट कीपिंग क्वाइट की इम्पोर्टेंस बता रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे पोएट कह रहे हैं कि अगर हम किसी से फाइट करते हैं, वर्बली फाइट करते हैं, मुंह से फाइट करते हैं, तो उससे इतना नुकसान नहीं होता, उससे खाली लड़ाइयाँ होती है, डिस्प्यूट्स होते हैं। बट अगर वॉर्स होती हैं तो उसमें ज़्यादा नुकसान होता है, उसमें लोग मारे जाते हैं, जो कि गलत है। इसलिए पोएट कहना चाहते हैं कि चुप रहकर सोचें, जो हमने किया वो सही किया, जो लोग वॉर्स कर रहे हैं क्या वो सही कर रहे हैं। दिस इज द लास्ट स्टैंजा। Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead, and later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12, and you keep quiet and I will go. What earth can teach us? The earth can teach us a lesson to mankind, how to live on it. अर्थ हमें क्या सिखाती है? अर्थ हमें सिखाती है कि कैसे हमें रहना चाहिए। This was also explained. ये भी एक्सप्लेन किया गया है हिंदी समरी की वीडियो में। What lives alive when everything seems dead? Only the earth lives alive when everything else appear to be dead. Into से यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि जब सब कुछ खत्म हो जाएगा वॉर्स की वजह से, सब लोग मर जाएंगे, जो एनवायरनमेंट है वो भी सारा पॉल्यूटेड हो जाएगा, खराब हो जाएगा, ग्रीनरी खत्म हो जाएगी, तो अर्थ पे क्या बचेगा? खाली अर्थ ही रह जाएगी। What does the poet ask us while he counts up to 12? क्या कहते हैं पोएट जब वो काउंट करते हैं 12 तक? Poet asks us to keep quiet. The poet asks us to keep quiet while he is counting up to 12. वो हमें चुप रहने को कहते हैं जब तक वो 12 तक काउंट कर रहे हैं। Name the poem and the poet in these lines we all know. Find the words from the passage. Appears, not living, silent. Appears means seems, not living means dead, silence means quiet. ये वाले क्वेश्चन सेट 2 में CBSE में आए थे, ये भी एक बार चेक कर लेते हैं। What does the earth teach us? ये हम कर चुके हैं। Why does poet count up to 12? The poet counts up to 12 because 12 figures on the watch represent the moment of time. What will keeping quiet help us to achieve? Keeping quiet will help us in creating feeling of mutual understanding and introspection among human beings. It will keep away from harmful activities. Keeping quiet, अगर चुप रहेंगे तो हमें क्या अचीवमेंट मिलेगी? अपने आप को समझने का मौका मिलेगा, इंट्रोस्पेक्ट कर पाएंगे, आत्मचिंतन कर पाएंगे और हम हार्मफुल एक्टिविटीज से भी दूर रहेंगे, क्योंकि जब हम सोचेंगे समझेंगे क्या सही है क्या गलत, तो हम नेचुरली कोई हार्मफुल एक्टिविटीज, कोई ऐसा काम करेंगे ही नहीं जिससे किसी को नुकसान हो। Now we will start MCQs, multiple choice questions. This is very important part of the video. अब हम कर चुके हैं पोएम की समरी एक्सप्लेनेशन, स्टैंजा वाइज इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस। फाइनली अब हम करेंगे MCQs। चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। What does the title of the poem suggest? Correct answer is the maintenance of silence. What does the counting up to 12 signify and how will it help? A. Hours of the day. B. Months of the year. C. It will help to create peace and harmony. D. All. यहाँ पे पूछा गया है कि क्या सिग्निफाइज करता है 12? 12 अकॉर्डिंग टू द पोएट यहाँ पे सिग्निफाइज करता है ऑल, क्योंकि पोएट ने पोएम में कहा था कि हम अपने मन से 12 को कुछ भी समझ लें। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन करते हैं। व्हाट डज द स्टाइल ऑफ द पोएम सिंबलाइज दैट द पोएट यूज्ड टू राइट विद? A. Desires. B. Happiness. C. Hope. D. Desire and hope. इसमें पूछा गया है कि पोएम का स्टाइल क्या सिंबलाइज करता है, क्या पता चलता है हम इससे हमें। डिजायर एंड होप। According to the poet, who create barriers? A. Interaction. B. Reaction. C. Fighting. D. Languages. Correct answer is languages. D. Languages. Next question. What are the different kind of wars mentioned in the poem? War against humanity, war against nature, war against gases and fire. D. All of these. Correct answer is all of these. What images in the poem show that the poet condemns or hates violence? A. Fishermen not harming whales. Wars leaving behind. B. Wars leaving behind no survivors to celebrate. C. Poet refusal to deal with death. D. All of these. Correct answer is all of these. Next question. What does hurt hand refer to? Growing needs of man, growing greed of man, unfulfilled desires, growing insensitivity of man to pain. Correct answer is growing insensitivity of man to pain. What is the poet expecting from fishermen? To find more fish, to go deeper into sea, to think and stop harming fish? D. None. Yes, the correct answer is to think and stop harming the fish. C. What should not be confused with total inactivity or death? No movement, a statue, taking people, stillness and silence. Correct answer is stillness and silence. What is the sadness in the poem that poet speaks about? Violence because of unthoughtfulness of the people, unnecessary movements, speaking aloud, D. Fighting. Correct answer is A. Violence because of unthoughtfulness of the people. How keeping quiet related to life and can change attitude? It helps to think and search soul. B. Helps to scratch one's soul. C. Helps to develop new thinking process. D. All of these. A. The correct answer is A1. A. It helps to think and search soul. What does poet want people to do for 1 second? A saying, close eyes, stand quietly, to be silent and motionless. Correct answer is to be silent and motionless. यही चाहते थे poet. What is always alive? When everything seems to be dead or still. Mountains, river, sun, earth and nature always alive. Yes, earth and nature are always alive. While gathering salt, what will happen to the man if he keeps silent for a moment? He will stop dropping it. He will look at the ground. He will walk carefully. He will think of the harm the salt is doing to his hands. Answer is he will think of the harm the salt is doing to his hands. What symbol from the nature the poet uses to prove that keeping quiet is not inactivity? Soil, earth, sun, soil, earth, nature and earth. Answer, nature and earth. How will silence benefit the man and nature? Both will be friends. Man will know nature better. Man will be healthy. Man will stop hurting nature. And both will heal themselves. D. Yes. Man will stop hurting nature and both will heal themselves. What does the man threatening himself with? Death, birth, robbery, suicide. Yes, death. Where would they be walking? In the park, along the river, in the shade, on the road? In the shade. The poet wants entire humanity to keep talking, keep running, keep laughing, keep still. Yes, keep still. Without rush, without angels refers to no noise, no hurry to go to office, no traveling, no holidaying. A. No noise. Cold sea is a poetic device. A. Personification. B. Transferred epithet. C. Metaphor. D. Alliteration. According to poet, B. Transferred epithet. According to poet, wars that are fought have no soldiers, weapons, fighter planes, survivors. Man needs to learn a lesson from moon, star, earth, sun. Yes, we know that. See, earth. The last line of the poem is, and later proves to be alive. Life is what is about. I want no truck with death, and you keep quiet and I will go. We all know that. And you keep quiet and I will go. The poet uses controversial style and personal pronouns as you and we. I because he wants to intimate with mankind. He tries to read out to the readers. He wants to establish contact easily. Third person is ineffective. B. He tries to read out to the readers. And the last question is, what can human beings learn from nature? A. Beauty. B. Keeping quiet. C. To be happy. D. Working with silence. And your correct answer is working with silence. So finally we have completed the poem. I hope आपके एग्जाम में ये वीडियो आपको काफ़ी हेल्प करने वाली है और अगर वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो आप हमारी प्लेलिस्ट पे जाकर और वीडियोस भी देख सकते हैं. If you like the video, comment us yes. If you do not like the video, comment us no. Till then, bye bye.